Magic and Mystery in Tibet by Alexandra David-Neel. This is a continuation of Chapter 5. The first meeting of Naropa with Tilopa occurred in the courtyard of a Buddhist monastery. The cynic ascetic, naked or nearly so, was seated on the ground eating fish. As the meal went on, he put down beside him the fish's backbones. In order not to defile his caste purity, Naropa was on the point of passing by at some distance from the eater when a monk started to reproach Tilopa for parading his lack of compassion for the animals in the very premises of a Buddhist monastery. And so saying, he ordered him to depart at once. Tilopa did not even condescend to answer. He muttered some magic words, snapped his fingers, and behold, the fish bones were again covered with flesh, the fishes moving as if living. They went up in the air for a while and vanished. No vestige remained of the cruel meal on the ground. Naropa was petrified, but suddenly an idea flashed through his mind. This strange, wonder worker, no doubt, was the very Tilopa whom he was seeking. He hurriedly inquired about him, and the information given by the monks agreeing with his own intuition, he ran after the yogin, but the latter was nowhere to be found. Then, in his eagerness to learn the doctrine that could save him from the purgatories, Naropa wanders from town to town, with the only result that each time he reaches a place where Tilopa is said to be staying, the latter has invariably just left it a little while before his arrival. It is quite probable that Naropa's biographers have lengthened and exaggerated his peregrinations, but their account is certainly grounded on actual facts. Sometimes, so the story goes, Naropa met, as if by chance on his way, singular beings who were phantoms created by Tilopa. Once, knocking at the door of a house to beg for food, a man comes out who offers him wine. Naropa feels deeply offended and indignantly refuses the impure beverage. The house and its master vanish immediately. The proud Brahmin is left alone on the solitary road, while a mocking voice laughs. That man was I, Tilopa. Another day, a villager asks Naropa to come help him skin a dead animal. Such work in India is only done by untouchable outcasts. The mere approach of such men makes a Hindu belonging to one of the pure castes unclean. Naropa flees, utterly disgusted, and the invisible Tilopa scoffs at him. That man was myself. Again, the traveler sees a brutal husband who drags his wife by her hair and then interferes. And when he interferes, the cruel fellow tells him, "You had better help me. I want to kill her. At least pass your way and let me do it." Naropa can hear nothing more. He knocks the man down on the ground. He sets the woman free, and lo, once more the phantasmagoria disappears, while the same voice repeats scornfully, "I was there, I, Tilopa." The adventures continue in the same vein. Proficient magician though he may be, Naropa has never even conceived the idea of such a display of supernormal powers. He stands on the brink of madness, but his desire to become Tilopa's disciple grows still stronger. He roams at random across the country, calling Tilopa aloud and knowing by experience that the guru is capable of assuming any form. He bows down at the feet of any passerby and even before any animal he happens to see on the road. One evening, after a long tramp, he reaches a cemetery. A crumpled down pyre is smoldering in the corner. At times, a dark reddish flame leaps from it, showing shriveled up carbonized remains. The glimmer allows Naropa to vaguely discern a man lying beside the pyre. He looks at him. A mocking laugh answers his inspection. He has understood. He falls prostrate on the ground, holding Tilopa's feet and placing them on his head. This time, the yogin does not disappear. During several years, Naropa follows Tilopa without being treated as of any importance. His master teaches him nothing, but by way of compensation, he tests his faith in him by means of 12 great and 12 small ordeals. Space is lacking to describe each of these 24 tests, which in fact often repeat the same details. I shall confine myself to a few. And before she goes into detail on these, I'm going to pause here. And there are a few footnotes here that might be of interest, so I'm going to read those. Number 1, an ascetic who cuts himself off entirely from the world and has renounced all social and moral rules and laws, believing that he has reached a state of enlightenment where the distinction between good and evil does not exist anymore. And here's another one. We read in Milarespa's biography that the Lama Chazdor of Gnog resuscitated in the same manner a number of birds and field mice which had been killed during a hailstone. A still stranger story was told to me by a Korean, a holy monk who runs the story, met on his way a man who was boiling near a river a broth made with the fishes that he had just caught. The monk, without uttering a word, took the pot and swallowed the boiling broth. The man was astonished to see how he could bear the touch of the boiling liquid, but yet scoffed at him, reproaching him for his sinful gluttony. And then it says in brackets, Chinese and Korean Buddhist monks never eat animal food. But the monk, still keeping silent, entered the river and micturated, and then, with his water, the fishes came out living and went away swimming in the river. And it says, Orthodox Brahmins are not allowed to drink strong drink. To offer wine or spirit to them is to treat them like a low-caste man, and this is consequently an insult. So that's all very interesting, and till soon.